And we're back, guys. How's it going?
Hello.
If you're on the podcast, we just like disappeared for a second. But if you're watching
been like
this,
72 hours.
Yeah, if you're watching this, we're wearing different outfits, and that's because
Are we? Am I?
I am for sure. I don't know. You only own like 3 shirts,
Fuck
so.
off.
And now he's gonna go check on the video to see who's wearing the same shirt. Anyways, guys, this is the spoiler section to Godzilla King of Monsters, or King of the Monsters. I don't know which one it was. So bear with us if we are a little rusty because we saw it Thursday night. Yeah, we saw it Thursday night, and it is.
I was just wearing a plain black shirt.
Damn it. But today is Sunday, so it's been a few days, but we're just going to talk all spoilers about the movie, what we liked, didn't like, favorite parts, least favorite parts, and all the in-between stuff.
Yeah. Like sex.
Not in the movie. But,
okay, right.
You know, get some Godzilla Mothra action.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably something on the dark webs.
There was like a reference, just like how Godzilla and Mothra could.
Could you imagine that? Godzilla with wings?
Oh my god. I want to know how that would go down. Like, Mothra would just be destroyed by the end of it. Is it like one of those things like where she just kind of like lays an egg and then Godzilla's just like over the egg? You know?
What's happening? Anyways, that's amazing. I love this already in the beginning of the podcast. I want to start off right off the bat. The opening where we go back to 2014.
That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
It was fine, but it was just the setup to the most annoying part of the rest of the movie.
What do you
where Kyle Chandler's like, Andrew, and like they're all like freaking out because he's dead.
Yeah.
And then, for the love of God, they don't get over his death, and to the point where he drinks and she goes insane, and I don't know. But seeing
that's your typical Hollywood movie depiction of parents losing a kid.
I know, but it was cool. One thing out of the whole movie that from what like we watched, we watched the 2014 right before we saw the new one. And I was kind of like half watching it because I was editing the vlog. But one thing I really noticed that I've heard a lot of people talk about on the YouTubes is that in the first movie, a lot of the action of Godzilla is filmed from the perspective of how we would see him.
Okay.
Which I think is more impactful than how they're filmed in this one when they're just filmed like perfect level where you can see everything happening.
Yeah.
Which is ideal because you want to see the monsters going at it in the perfect amount of screen. But what I liked about that opening shot was that the camera was on the ground and it looked up and you saw just how big he was. Because like you can have a shot like the really cool shot when Ghidorah and Godzilla are in Antarctica and they're like both going at each other and they just look like 2 little action figures. But then if you put the camera down by the foot and you look up and you see both of their heads just right there roaring at each other, that'd be a lot of a cooler shot because then that gives you the perspective like, oh my gosh, that's how big they would be if I was there.
Yeah, like seeing like Ghidorah just on top of the mountain after like that whole battle happened at like midway through the movie, and like he like spread his wings and like lightning shot out or everything, and like that was like that's a big fucking monster. That was just so intense.
Yeah, that was really cool. One thing I love right off the bat is that like the monsters are just they're in it right off the bat.
Yeah,
like Mothra is just boom right there in the beginning of the movie. That was kind of the reveal of like the mom and the daughter when they were just chilling at the house and they're literally in the middle of the jungle in China, and that was kind of a cool transition because at first I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna take us forever for these 2 characters to get where they need to go. Camera pans down, I'm like, oh shoot, they're already here. All right, movie, let's keep going. Like,
yeah, it also just kind of like showed that Monarch had already had tabs on so many other different monsters because like they had an outpost in Antarctica, they had an outpost just all over the fucking world.
I mean, I assume because they were outpost whatever number. So do you think that they went in new, like, in order? Like, obviously, number 0 was Ghidorah. And then I think, like, the number 1, like, I heard, like, 61 at some point. So, like, are there 60 other monsters that they have outposts in, or did they just give them random numbers?
I think they just gave them random numbers. Or it might be in numerical order, but I don't think there might be 60 monsters.
Then why is King Ghidorah number 0, even though that's just a reference?
I think...
It's like an Easter egg, but, like...
I'm pretty sure that's just what legends call him.
No, they called him Ghidorah.
No, well, I mean, he's also called Monster Zero.
I know, but I thought that was just kind of like an Easter egg, maybe. Like, that's why they called him that in this one.
I mean, kind of, but, like, I don't think that's, like, the first monster that they found.
Okay, see, that's what I thought it was when I was watching.
I don't think that's what happened.
Okay, makes sense, because why would you look there first? But, and, dude, do you kind of wish this movie was rated R? Just to make the human stuff a little more interesting. Because when the militia group comes in and just shoots the crap out of the scientist, I would have loved to see that, like, the main scientist just blood splatter all over the freaking window.
Yeah.
Because, like, I did not see that coming. And I was like, dang, movie, like, you're killing people right off the bat.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty rough.
It was definitely a surprise to me, too. And, like it's like I said in the initial reaction, like, I did not know that there was going to be, like, a bad guy.
Like, I knew he was in it because there was one trailer where he says, "All hail the king." And I'm like, okay, I wonder what... Because obviously in Game of Thrones, I feel so bad I don't remember his name, but he is a Lannister, and he is bad. And then he's also in the movie Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You ever see that movie?
Maybe.
Like, it's the movie where the kid goes into the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, and then they go out of the movie, and so then, like, when he gets shot in real life, he's actually dying, but when he's in the movie, he can live. And then, like, all the characters come out of the... Dude, it's amazing. It's an amazing 90s movie.
Have you seen Kindergarten Cop?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was one of the best actors out there.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so he's always played a villain. Mm-hmm. So when I saw him in this, I kind of thought he'd be like a subplot villain, but he's kind of like he's like the main villain, kind of.
Yeah. I always thought the mom, because I didn't know the relationship between any of the characters, really. I don't think I just picked up on it watching the trailers, but I think it was the first trailer that we saw. The mom picked up the detonator and, like...
Oh, and she's like, go, and blows it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, so you're the, like, you know, you're the person that just releases Ghidorah into the fucking world. So, like, I always thought she was the bad guy. And, like, you know, partially, I wasn't wrong.
No, you're not wrong, and I kind of think that's bad on the marketing standpoint. If they wanted that twist of her turning bad, that people could have seen her turning bad. I guess I just didn't read too much into it.
Yeah.
I just kind of, like, saw her blowing it up, and I was like, okay, just an excuse to get him out of the ice. I didn't see her turning bad, but when I did, dude, I was fucking pissed. I was like, this is so stupid. We don't need this right now.
Yeah. Like, it was at the point where the guy was talking about, like, how she came to him, and I was just like... Son of a bitch.
But, like, when he is introduced and, you know, they're playing it off that, like, he's the bad guy and she's the innocent, like, I bought it. And
yeah,
Mothra as just larva is terrifying.
Yeah, I did not see that. I didn't think that was gonna be a thing. But
I thought I thought, like, she was just gonna straight off be Mothra.
I thought so too. But
I guess that makes sense, though, that she has to cocoon herself and evolve, which is pretty awesome. I mean, I love how we just have to give characters, like, little, like, backstories. Like, Kyle Chandler's character, like, takes photos of wolves, and, like, he's just so, like, he references it, like, 3 times in the movie. He's like, oh yeah, like a wolf pack, or wolves do this. And I'm like, come on, dude, stop it.
It was pretty dumb, yeah, and lame. But I mean, like, it makes sense. Like, he was like, I really liked his character because, like, you know, he had been studying wolves and, like, apex predators and all that such, and so, like, he saw Godzilla and he's like, you're basically a fucking wolf.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just the corny way of joking around of it, like how he references it a few times. I'm like, you would not reference it in a normal conversation. If you weren't in a movie, you wouldn't just do that to people. Just like in Endgame when Ant-Man's like, you guys ever heard of quantum physics? And she's like, just in my spare time or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that is what I mean. Like, he should be like, do you guys know about wolves? Like, oh, no, not at all. Like, I'm not obsessed with wolves.
Right.
But he was probably my favorite human character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except for the parts where he got a little too family-ish. There was, like, a few moments. I mean, his turning point when he wanted to, like, kill Godzilla for like 20 minutes of the movie. He was like, kill, and I feel like all of a sudden he just switched, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely I think we should, like, if we watch it again, like, maybe there might be some that we just kind of like overlooked,
because it was the part during which was one of the best scenes, was when Godzilla was swimming underwater and was doing that Predator kind of like standoff show off my intimidation, and that was the part where he kind of like turned, and I guess maybe because he like got a wolf instinct and he's like, oh, maybe like he's just
maybe he was just like, you know, faced with the fact that, like, you know, if like these people don't do what he's telling them to do, then they might all end up dying, including him, and so much and so forth, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I get it, but also it just seemed kind of lazy to write it that way.
And that's my biggest thing, is that like this movie has a lot of lazy things that I think if they, and like that's it, dude, they had 5 years, maybe not 5 years, they had like 4 years to write this script, and there are a few things in the movie where I'm like, that's the best you got, like that. Like, you just have this character who's theoretically the main character of the movie, who hates Godzilla and wishes he died, and hates what was it called, the Auric,
huh,
the machine, Oracle, or the machine that would make the APREC, the noise, like the alpha noise.
Orca.
Like, he hated that, and I guess he kind of hated that throughout the whole movie. But there was just things that, like he was a very hateful character in the first act. Yeah. And then just out of nowhere, he changed, and I didn't really care for that. But I was shocked that I didn't hate the Verizon guy as much. Because I remember
he was enjoyable.
He was fun, especially like how he was kind of like the I'm your biggest fan kind of dude. Yeah. Like, I look up to you so much,
and then just like, you know, whatever.
And or like the part where he was like, oh no, she would never betray. She's not that person. And Kyle's like, yeah, she's a cold hard bitch. Yeah. Like, because I kind of noticed, I feel like Verizon drifted away from him. I feel like he's not in that many more Verizon commercials, or I don't get Verizon commercials anymore.
I just don't watch TV, so
I mean, you have Hulu without commercials. I don't, so like I suffer that way.
Peasant.
I get it free with Sprint, so
peasant.
If I could buy just like the $2, $3 upcharge, I would, but Sprint doesn't allow it.
Peasant.
Anyways, one of my biggest things is the characters they brought back from the first one, which was, actually, you know, I'm just going to look up their names because I feel really bad that I don't know their names. The girl and
from Shape of Water.
Yeah, Shape of Water.
And then I know the guy's name. It's like Ken. I can't say the last name because I don't want to sound racist, because I'm probably just going to end up saying something like Fukunawa.
Well, you already did.
I'm sorry, guys.
Ken Watanabe.
Ah, damn it.
And Sally Hawkins. They return, and
dude, Sally Hawkins can get it.
Dude,
beautiful.
She's beautiful. Why did she just die like nothing?
I'm a little pissed about that. She got fucking trampled, and I'm like, she's gonna pop out behind the foot and she'll be fine.
That's my thing. Like, first off, it's like really dark, so you can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah.
And like everybody's running around in the snow, and it's her and I think it was her and Kyle, and they were running together. And then like Ghidorah like either stomps or like picks up. I don't remember which one he did exactly.
I think he just picked her up and ate her.
I think, yeah, because like there's a shot of that, and then there was a shot of like Ghidorah with the snow in his hand doing something.
Yeah.
And so, and then I kind of like, I was watching, I was like, did she die? And then like the next scene when they're on like the helicarrier, not helicarrier.
The Argo?
Yeah, the Argo.
Yeah.
And it just has her face, and it says deceased, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like she was a prominent character in the first one. It's such a slap in the, like, if I was her And maybe she didn't. Maybe she like didn't want to be in the movie or something.
Maybe she's getting ready for The Shape of Water too.
Ooh, she could be pregnant.
That's just gonna fall into the category of Godzilla with butterfly wings.
But like, I don't know. If I was her character, like if I was her as an actress, and I saw that my character just died like that, I'd be like, but what did I do wrong to you guys? Why do you hate me? Like, that's the thing, is that like the characters that we grew and like enjoyed from the first one, they just kill off in this one.
I will say, I very much so. I thought Ken's death.
Oh, dude, it was really good, and it was like the only person that could do it.
Yeah,
like could sacrifice himself to be that powerful. So yeah, I understand that one. I guess I'm just more bitter about Sally dying, because it literally was like it showing that she was deceased was just like a just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if like they kind of like saw like a rough cut in the movie and they were like, we got to put something in there to show that she died, because people probably could be like, where did she go? If like, because nobody even like brings it up, like maybe for like a second.
I mean,
and it's the hardest thing about movies, is that there really isn't a lot of time for grief, especially in like a high action film like that. Because even like with Ken's death, like when Kyle brings the his little notebook back to Verizon dude, he's like, we gotta make this worth it, and that was it. Like that was, and I was like, like let's have a minute to mourn, but we can't because monsters and fighting. And I guess like that's a good part on the movie, because for the most part I do hate the characters and their stories, but for that moment in particular with Ken, like when they were in the submarine, that was probably the best like little plot that they had.
Yeah, it was definitely very emotionally grabbing, just because of the fact that he was just like, goodbye, old friend. And like, this was like his entire life's work, and he just got to reach out barehanded,
dude,
touch Godzilla.
Touch him.
And Godzilla was just like, Godzilla was either just like too fucked up to just do anything, or he was just like, this guy. Well,
he just looked like a big puppy.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, thank you for the pat on the nose.
And then he turns into a fucking nuclear warhead about 5 minutes later.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Did you think his, like, quote-unquote death was, like, kind of anticlimactic? Because they kind of do technically kill Godzilla. Because, like, when he died, I guess I didn't really feel that much, because I knew he was going to come back, so I kind of thought it was pointless.
Yeah, I knew that, too. I was just like, what the hell?
What the heck?
On the term of deaths, though, rewinding a little bit, when they got into that first fight and Godzilla just fucking ripped Ghidorah's head off.
Oh, back in Antarctica? Like,
yeah. I was just sitting there like, what the fuck is this? Is he just going to go the rest of the fucking movie with two heads?
Well, that would have been really cool on a marketing standpoint.
Oh, absolutely.
But it would have been sad that like he only had his 3 heads for like a minute of screen time.
And that's when I kind of like started thinking, and I was like, fuck, was Mecha Ghidorah even like a thing? And I was like, oh, that's right, he was. And so I was like, ooh, maybe he'll come back with a metal head. But he didn't. He just ended up regrowing it. I'm like, oh yeah.
We'll get there later though. Yeah. We'll get there later. But yeah, like that was really cool, because like that was just a really cool shot of him getting his head ripped off, because we didn't see that coming at all, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
like dang, that's awesome. That like we got some like violence and like,
also it was just kind of nice to show that like even though Ghidorah was just like fucking Godzilla up, he like Godzilla still got a good hit in every once in a while. Yeah,
and like that's kind of like worries me, is that like I know Ghidorah, they explain later that like he's like literally an alien, but like he most of the time probably could have killed Godzilla. If like Godzilla didn't have that nuclear boost to turn him into lava, he would have been dead.
Dude, yeah, I was thinking about that actually too, and I was like, in the moment I was like, this just seems like a kind of like really stupid thing. Like, I get the fact that he can like, absorb radiation, and then like in that moment he was just like giving it off as a pulse. But like in the moment for a second I was like, this is kind of cheap. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, Ghidorah can literally fucking regenerate himself. So like if you don't just vaporize him, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So
they had to kill Ghidorah off in this movie, and I'm not mad about it. We'll get to there. But, like, the actual Ghidorah is no more. And I am totally fine with that because there are many more monsters out there.
Yeah.
Especially when they showed in the end credits and bigger, crazier ones. Now that they introduce space. Like, what if that's where we go next after Kong versus Godzilla? Like, what if, like, Godzilla goes to space somehow?
I don't think he's going to go to space, but I definitely think space is going to come to us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll dive into, like, some theories.
Okay, yeah.
At the end.
This guy is really into Godzilla.
I love Godzilla.
If you watched a reaction, you know that he, was his most highly anticipated movie of the millennium, possibly.
Heck yes.
One more thing, talking about like Antarctica stuff. Just obliterating just men and like women, like lab research people. And like that's the moment where, like, we're not in an action movie. I'm just like, when people are just innocently dying, like, they have families. But then, like, when a bad guy dies, I'm like, fuck you, I don't care about your family.
Yeah.
But the twist, that's I guess where we get introduced to like the kind of twist that like the mom is the evil one all behind this, when she willingly grabs it and pulls the trigger and awakens him. And
I think, I don't know, like, that scene is a little confusing to me, just on like what the like real motivation was. Was it just because she actually wanted to release Ghidorah, or was that because she just wanted to just give her husband a chance to escape?
Oh no, it was because she wanted to release him. Because that's the whole thing about like their like militia group, is that they wanted to release them a few at a time.
I know. Well, yeah. Well, because I mean, I think at the moment I don't think at that point we knew that she had came to the guy.
No, yeah. This was like the kind of like the beginning of the twist to be like,
right.
Did she do that on purpose?
But, like, that's why I was confused, because I was just like, yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't either. Like, at the time, I was like, why did you do that? Like, in my head, it makes sense to move the plot forward to get Ghidorah out of the ice, but then later on, you find out that she is bad and she did it, and she has this master evil, stupid ass plan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, I just was kind of shocked, especially when Millie Bobby didn't run over to her dad. I'm like, just go to your dad.
Yeah.
Go. Just go.
Yeah.
But he, you know, all that bull crap. And I love the badass sergeant chick.
Yeah.
She was cool.
She was definitely somebody that I was just like kind of rooting for. She was definitely just like, she wasn't just hiding up in the ship the entire time either. Like, she actually went down there into Antarctica and everything, and
she was gonna try to kill him.
Yeah.
Like right there, and then she like fell off the bridge, and it was a really intense scene. I really liked it.
She was fucking badass.
Yeah, she was. I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
Take notes, Disney. I guess any more Antarctica stuff, because that's pretty much, we don't go back to Antarctica.
I mean, just while we're on the topic of people, I really enjoyed Bobby Brown too.
Yeah, she was fine.
Like, there were some parts, like, writing wise, where I was just like, ugh, stop.
You're a kid. Stop it.
And there was like just some like really cheesy and lame stuff. But then there were like other parts, like for the most of like the movie, I was just like, okay, you know what? I was hesitant about your role in this movie, but now that I'm seeing you in it, I enjoy you.
My favorite scene was probably in Antarctica when they were getting on the helicopter and she saw her mom like betraying her dad, and she was just like so heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like that was like that's kind of like where you really knew she was bad. And for me, I was just like, okay, you're giving a good performance. Fast forward later on when the parents start rekindling, I was like,
that was dumb.
Oh, this is stupid. Like, this belongs in Godzilla 98. Like, bull crap happening right now.
Yeah.
It was, dude, it's the shot when it's storming out, you know, Ghidorah, Godzilla are going at it behind them, and the parents are right, the camera's here, parents are right here, you know, Bobby's right there, and she's kind of like, oh, you guys are having playful banter. Oh my god,
Yeah.
we're a happy family. I'm like, oh my god.
And then just like 1, 2, and she's like, and 3, and just presses the button. And it's just like, your mother was about to kill the whole fucking planet. What are you doing?
It's just really bad. It was just that was like, I guess we're just kind of bouncing everywhere now, but like, there was no way the mom was gonna get out of that scenario. Like, there was no way she was gonna live because she was technically a terrorist who did this to the world. And I like, when she survived that car crash, I was just like, are they really going to make her live? And then the whole explosion happened. I'm like, no, she's dead. She's dead.
Vaporized.
But I guess let's reel it back.
Reeling it back. After Antarctica.
Reeling it back. Keep on reeling it back.
After Antarctica was...
Oh, we go to the city in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, when Rodan
appears. Who was kind of a bitch at one point, but...
Yeah, he was kind of underwhelming. He was cool.
He was cool, but like, he really didn't do much.
No, not really. Which, I mean, like, it's fine, because, like, you know, it's mostly just...
He's alive.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
Yeah.
And he was like the one monster I felt kind of like when I was explaining earlier in the podcast, where like when the perspective of seeing the monsters from above, like as a human, is really powerful. I feel like Rodan had the most power, like the most powerful presence with his speed. Because you see in the trailers, like when he is flying through the buildings and the buildings are just like kind of getting demolished, and he's just bringing these like 50-mile-an-hour winds plus like with him, like that's where I felt the most like girth and like realism for the monster. And also I love how he's lava, pretty much.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
I didn't know that about him. Like, I just thought he was kind of like a pterodactyl like bird thing, but like his blood is like literally lava.
Yeah,
and that's pretty awesome. When he gets stabbed like a bitch by Mothra, I thought he died, dude.
Yeah, I did too, honestly. I was just like, oh, okay.
I was like, that's a distant. But then he comes back, and he's kind of like he like bows, kind of like I'm gonna betray you one day. Like, he's like the evil. You know, he's I can't make a reference.
He's like Ron Weasley's rat in Harry Potter.
There you go. Yeah, he's like Gollum. Like, he's like, I'm gonna follow you the whole way, and then he's gonna stab Godzilla in the back when the next like alpha comes into territory. And that's my thing. Like, at the end of this movie, with that amazing shot, probably the best shot in the film, where all of the monsters are bowing towards Godzilla. When another monster comes into this, comes to Earth, will there be like a division, kind of like a civil war kind of thing, where like half of the monsters are like, no, Godzilla's the true alpha, but then the other ones are like, nah, I like this new monster, I'm gonna go with him.
I feel like they might side with whoever they think is more powerful.
So kind of like a civil war kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like,
yeah, I would be interested to see
you have like Godzilla with his 4 monsters, and then whoever's the other monster with, you know, Rodan and all of them.
Yeah.
And
I also wouldn't be too upset if they just like didn't show up again, because it's like, you know, sure, we get to see you guys, you had your time, let's make room for other monsters.
And like, I'm pretty sure all of the random monsters we saw, aren't those just like random? Like, those aren't canon, are they? Because definitely the mammoth one.
Maybe the mammoth one, I don't know.
Because you had the ones that I really... Okay, the rock guy in the Colorado. Who was he?
I'm pretty sure that was the code name Behemoth.
Okay, so that was Behemoth. Because then you had the mammoth. You had like that spider-looking guy with all the like the little tentacles coming out of his mouth.
Pretty sure he is a legitimate monster.
Okay, and then you had the buffer one from the other movie. What was that one called again?
The what?
The buffer-looking kaiju-looking monster from the first Godzilla 2014.
Muto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like the buffer-looking one of him. They're like, hey, look at our own creation. And I guess it'd be cool to have them like in the background, you know? Like, you know, if they all go to Skull Island and they're all hanging out and you're like, oh, look, there's the mammoth one. Like, look at him doing mammoth stuff. But I know what you mean. There are... How many monsters even are there in the Godzilla lore? Come on, buddy. You're my Godzilla expert right now.
There's a lot of movies.
Dude, Cinemassacre, to do a plug right now. If you're really into Godzilla, go to his channel. He has probably at least 10 plus videos talking about Godzilla. And they did a James and Mike Monday where they play this Godzilla game. And Mike asks James to name every Godzilla movie, which I think there are 39, and he names them all. Like, in 2 minutes. Like, no hesitation. He misses the 3, like, animated movies, but he gets all of the live-action ones out of the way. And for a disclaimer, I have not seen a single Japanese authentic Godzilla film. Have you?
I've seen a few.
You've seen a few?
I've seen some black and white ones.
Have you seen the OG, like, the Godzilla one, where it's, like, really a powerful message I heard about, like, atomic bombs and like World War II and stuff?
Maybe. I don't know.
I would love to just watch them all, dude.
Dude, same.
It'd be so much fun. I wish there was like a streaming service that had that.
Yeah.
That had like all of them. I would buy it for like a month or two, watch them all, and then just end my subscription.
I just wish there was like some bundle.
Oh, dude, there's an amazing box set that you can only get in Japan where it's like Godzilla's head and it has all of the movies. I think it's like all the Japanese movies up to Shin Godzilla. You can buy it on eBay for like over $1,000. But the thing is that it's Japanese. So like when you press play, it's not going to say play movie. It's going to have their language. And so that's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But I know there are like Blu-ray, I think Walmart did like a bundle where they have like 8 Blu-rays that have like double features of Godzilla movies.
Okay.
I've done research there, so that'd be fun to find a few of those to get like the double features. Because I would just love to like really see that, especially just like seeing like a man in a rubber suit as Godzilla would just be awesome.
Yeah.
And then see him just go because like I never really got into Power Rangers like at all. There's like 0%. Just I was like, no, I'm going this way.
Yeah.
And so like I never really got into that kind of fighting style, but obviously that came from Godzilla, and so that's like where the OG is, and like the miniature buildings and stuff. And I would love to see those films.
Yeah. Also, just like the sets that they did, like they would make like miniature cities and stuff, so this guy in a rubber suit could just come through and destroy everything. Like that's pretty cool.
And that's like, I love these big movies where, it's like a huge Godzilla, like taller than like the Empire State Building and all that stuff. Like, but like, it would be cool to like see 2 dudes in rubber suits throwing each other in buildings and be like, dude, that was your job for like a month and a half, was to do that shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And for it to all be there and real, that's like a big thing for me. It's like practical effects and stuff. Like everything that you saw was pretty much there. And so we should definitely watch those.
Absolutely.
Soon. That'd be fun to like do like commentary on too, because they're probably cheesy and bad. A good one to do, because it's only a year away, is to do the original Kong versus Godzilla.
Ooh.
Watch that and then go see this version, like 50 years later.
Yeah.
Shoot, what were we talking? Oh, we're talking about Mexico and Rodan and that whole the Oxygen Zero, which we saw Pack Theater, IMAX, opening night, 7 o'clock, which was like the prime time to go. And there were a few nerds that went, ooh, when they said Oxygen Zero. And I'm like, oh, I guess that was a reference to something. I don't know a reference to what, but we should have done our research. I don't know.
It's just a bomb.
But like, I think it was probably a reference to like another movie that had the same bomb or something like that.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just saying there was some, those were nerd gaffes right there, so they were probably like an Easter egg, like, but the whole scene with all the army men trying to get out and save everybody in the city, and oh my gosh, first, the worst scene in the movie, when the mom explains her evil plan for like what felt like an hour.
Oh, through the Skype or whatever.
But if we go again, I'm going to press start when that scene starts. I'm like, just like a little like timer, and see how long it goes for, because it was probably like a 5 to 7 minute scene of her explaining the crap out of her stupid plan, which is to slowly awaken all these monsters to make everything green and happy again for Andrew, my son.
For you.
For me. I don't give a fuck, okay? Like, and here's my thing. The whole time in the movie, I'm just like, you know, there are other families that probably have little boys named Andrew, and they're going to die. And, like, where's your, like, that mother is going to lose her Andrew.
I mean, she kind of had the fucking Thanos syndrome.
I know, and it just was stupid because she's a human. Like, Thanos is like an alien who doesn't give a flying crap.
I mean, also, like, his was just, like, original, and I understood. Like, also, like, his wasn't as stupid as just, like, if you, like, release all the monsters, they're going to kill everything.
Yes. Well, that's
Thanos was just like, I'm just going to wipe out half the universe.
Well, that's the thing. I think Cinemassacre brought it up, which is that what I kind of liked is that the plan backfired. Because their plan was to awaken these monsters, and these monsters were going to fight each other and re-green the earth. Mm-hmm. But Ghidorah wasn't meant to do that. Ghidorah was meant to kill the planet.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole movie was Ghidorah was like making all the other monsters just destroy everything because he's not from this planet. He doesn't give a crap. He's not a savior. None of the, he's making all these ones that might even be saviors, killing stuff. And so I did like that aspect that, like, the plan backfired. Mm-hmm. But, like, at that point, it's too late for her to have, like, sympathy for me. Like, that shot when she was, like, that scene when she was, like, in, like, the coffee break room crying. Like, when I was like, I don't care. Stop it, movie.
And, like, Bobby Brown was, like, crawling through the vents after stealing the Orca device and everything, too. And she kind of just, like, paused and looked at her mom. She's like, oh, Mom. It's like, your mother's a fucking psychopath.
Right? Like, and I get it, like, you're a kid, and, like, but, like, how old was she? She was probably, like,
45?
Freshman?
45?
What?
I don't know. I was just throwing numbers out there.
No. How old is... Hold on. Let me just see how old she is. 2004. Fuck, we're old, dude. She was born in 2004.
So we were 9 when she was born.
Oh, my God. I kind of want to end the podcast right now. I just had my first dose of I'm old syndrome. So that means she's... If I'm doing my math, she's 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we still talking about this?
Because I'm just... She's old enough to realize that her mom is bad.
Right, yeah.
Why doesn't... Because, like, a little kid, like a 10-year-old or 12-year-old even, would be like, no, like, I love my mom still. But, like, when you're in high school, you kind of have your own voice, and that's when you hate your parents anyways. Yeah. So, like, why does she still love her mom, even though her mom's like, I'm going to kill half or even more of the world to save it for Andrew? Stupid. Anyways, I hated that scene. Worst scene in the freaking movie. But then it led to an amazing scene with the submarine stuff. But before that, I did like that little head-on collision with Ghidorah, like when they were flying towards the hurricane. And is it Rodan or Rodan?
Rodan.
Rodan. I wanted to say rodent. When Rodan was like chasing the helicopter, he's just so big.
Yeah.
I love it.
He was like, I was like, okay, the Argo might be like the same size as like Rodan, but then like Rodan just like and kind of pops up behind you. You're just like, fuck.
You're big.
Yeah.
And then America's like, we're evil. Here's a bomb. Get out of there. We're going to kill everything. I'm like, thanks, America. That's us. Just want to bomb everything. That's our solution for everything. And they dropped the oxygen bomb, and I didn't realize it at first. That like it was, I guess, the first hint that Ghidorah was not from this planet because he didn't die from the bomb. He just shot up and flew away.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I was just like, fuck, he's really powerful.
No, it's just because he's like, I don't need oxygen. I'm an alien. And because Godzilla died because he is of this planet, so he is used to oxygen.
Yeah.
but like for me, that just was very anticlimactic. Like I just like was like Ghidorah flew away, Godzilla died. I was like, oh, no, he doesn't, because there's like half a movie still left.
Yeah.
But then they go in the submarine, and that the white-haired doctor scientist dude when
Rick.
Rick, man, you liked him.
I liked Rick.
When he was talking about the hollow Earth theory.
Yeah.
Early in the movie, and then it happens, and then he's like, I knew it it was a hollow Earth.
I knew it.
Dude, I hope we go back.
I'm sure we will.
I hope, because I was pissed. It made sense they had to blow it up, but I was pissed because I was like, there is so much history
Well,
here.
that's probably not the only one either. That's
I
the
hope
thing.
not, because like that was like Godzilla's home, so like I hope that he had other homes than just that one.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Because like there were so many like plaques and like statues. Like, did you see like those Godzilla statues that were kind of like human shaped when they were walking up to the pyramid?
I think so, yeah.
Those were really cool.
Yeah.
I would love to see like concept art of that stuff, just like in a little book or something.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really fun. And of course, we get there and somebody's gonna make a sacrifice. Who do you do? Who do you give it to? You know, the best character. That's not the main character. So send him off, and we talked about it earlier. It makes sense.
Yeah.
That they did it, and it was a great send off. And I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was him. It'd be a cool way to go out. Or I'd just be like, you know what? I don't know if he would live, but like, what if, like he just like crawled into Godzilla's mouth for the radiation, and then just hit under his tongue, and then the nuclear bomb went off.
What the fuck did I just picture?
Would you not try that? Would you just be like, open up Godzilla, you just get in there really quick?
No.
No,
because I'm just getting into more radiation. Godzilla radiates radiation.
Well, then what if you just...
I'd rather just be like hugging the bomb just so that way when it goes off, I'm just boom, done.
I guess. I don't know. I would try to do something. I don't know what I would try to do. I would do it, and then I would press the timer and be like, oh, fuck, I made a bad mistake. I don't want to die. Wait for me. Wait, guys, come back. That would be me. But we get back up. Godzilla is alive and well. Do we see him immediately after? I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, we do. We get the shot when they're all standing outside of the submarine, and he pops up right there.
Yeah, because the explosion shot the submarine back out of the water.
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah.
And even that shot was in the trailer when they were all getting rained on. And he's back, and we're getting into the third thick act. I just love when movies have to explain that, hey, the city that they're going to, nobody's gonna be there. We're not gonna Man of Steel this, okay?
Yeah.
They're like, we evacuated Boston. It's a dead zone. They can go fight it off there. And
of all places, Boston though.
Right. What was the marketing with Boston?
I think it was just because the family was from Boston, but even still, that's just a little weird.
Right.
It's they ran through Washington D.C. and you had warships sailing past the Capitol and everything, and you're just like,
dude, yeah, Washington D.C. is flooded.
Yeah.
Stories flooded.
I really kind of hope that King Kong versus Godzilla just kind of takes a break from the humans. Some humans, like I said, sure, but for the most part, you've had Las Vegas, you've now had Boston, you've had Washington D.C., you've had so many other just cities and civilizations just wiped because you've had these fucking monsters just come out of the ground. So,
yeah,
I kind of hope that the humans, for the most part, just take a back seat.
We'll talk about Kong Godzilla at the end of this, but yeah, so they go back. Bobby Brown steals the orc thing, whatever it was called. Orca. My bad. And she goes to the fucking Red Sox stadium.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Anyways, she does the alpha thing, and Ghidorah and Godzilla are duking it out, and they're like, Godzilla is 25% to his maximum overdrive. Cut back to humans. Godzilla's at 35%.
And then at the end, his power level's over 9,000.
That was literally the only point for the humans were to tell us, like, hey, like, get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready. And, like, here are two big gripes about the humans in the third act. The third act should have just been monsters until they needed to when they needed to go save Bobby Brown. That'd bring the humans back. But, like, it should have been, like, 15 straight minutes of just amazing music and monsters smashing into each other.
Yeah, like when every time it cut back to like the family parts, I was just like, oh no,
dude. Even like when they were in the Argo and they were flying, and you were seeing cameras, like the cameras blatantly trying to show you the fight, but you were inside the Argo. I was like, just take the camera and go outside. Like,
what if we just take the cameras and put them somewhere else?
Dude, we should make that a meme right now.
We should.
But
people won't get it. We need a following, guys. Come on.
This is live, isn't it? I don't know how the internet works. But like that was a big thing, and another big thing was like the first head-on collision with Ghidorah and Godzilla, and then the freaking Argo ship flies up and you see its ass for like 5 seconds. And I'm like, get out of here. I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
It was dumb. It was just a waste of... It was like, we don't have enough budget for these next 5 seconds, so here's this flame to look at. I was not a fan of that. The fight was great. My favorite move was when Mothra spiderwebbed 2 of Ghidorah's heads, and then Godzilla took him and like smashed him through the building. But like they didn't even go through it. Like that was like cool, like kind of more realistic. That like it just smashed the building.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my favorite shot.
Yeah, Mothra was pretty badass. Like there was that one like scene where she came just like fucking screaming out of the clouds, just like fucking ready to fucking go, and just like, damn.
Yeah, she was awesome. But oof, when I did see like her wings like kind of on fire.
Yeah,
I was like, Mothra, what's happening? Damn. I was like, don't die, and she does, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But thank God there are more. But like, it's not gonna be that one, you know? It's not gonna be that Mothra.
Yeah, which definitely kind of is just upsetting. But the fact that we know that there's another Mothra egg, supposedly through the end game or the end credit.
Use your words.
Oh, fuck,
just end credits.
Yes,
those are the
montage.
Words.
That's the fucking word. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. Matt is
I'm fucking blanking right now. What the fuck?
What are you trying to say?
I don't fucking know.
Use your words.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, well I guess this is gonna be me talking to myself. Another thing that I really liked during the fight. Oh my god, this is so hard to talk by myself.
I'm still listening.
Oh, okay. One thing that I really liked about the fight was when it was spoiled in freaking, if you're anywhere on the internet with YouTube and you follow trailer movie clips or whatever, lava Godzilla.
Yeah.
What's that called? What form? Is that a form or is it just lava?
I don't really. Well, it's not lava Godzilla. It was like a certain. Hang on. Just keep talking.
Just keep talking, he says. He doesn't know how hard this is. I'm going to leave him.
What?
I said, I'm going to leave you next, and you have to entertain the guest.
Okay.
Matt is back.
Sorry, everybody.
So, lava Godzilla, but not lava Godzilla.
I think it was just a different form of, like... It was just like a radiated Godzilla.
Okay. But like, everything was melting like crazy. And I guess that is radiation. But it just, to me, it just felt like he was like... Lava was flowing through his, like, veins, pretty much.
No, I think it was just a mix of the radiation reaching critical in himself, and also Mothra's mystical dust just kind of like showering down on him
to heal him,
or just do something like
something.
It bonded with him in some way that he just kind of like, after that he kind of like stood up, and that's when he was just ready to fucking just blow shit.
Final form. He was like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And that was awesome seeing that, but I just hated that we got spoiled with that. Like, that would have been like so cool to be like, this is awesome. He looks so cool with all this red on him and everything. But
we didn't watch the trailer, but just like
it
seeing
was
the thumbnail,
dude. Like, have the thumbnail be anything else.
Yeah.
Have it be Ghidorah with 2 heads. Probably not, but like, just something else. Okay, Larva Mothra. That would have been fine. Like, those were the 2 big cool things. Was Ghidorah missing 1 head for a few minutes, and Lava Godzilla. I'm just gonna call it Lava Godzilla. You can fuck yourself. So.
Okay. What, you think you're better than me? Get fucked.
Running joke for the night. And then we get that kind of like the climactic, like where Ghidorah pops out of Godzilla's mouth, and you're just like, what the? And he's like,
yeah, because like at the end, like, you know, Godzilla's just fucking blasting him with ridiculous amounts of radiation, just basically the force of a fucking like small atom bomb, and Ghidorah's just getting fucking vaporized, and then like at the end, like everything kind of settles, and you're like, where are they? Where's Godzilla? Where's Ghidorah? And I was like, fuck, Godzilla vaporized himself. And then out of the rubble, you're like, oh, okay, there he is. And then fucking Ghidorah's head pops out, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then Godzilla's head pops out, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then you fucking find out that like Godzilla's fucking eating Ghidorah's head, and then he just fucking atom breaths his fucking head into oblivion. You're just like, oh my god, what the fuck? It was amazing.
That was an amazing shot. I loved it a lot. And it confirmed that Ghidorah is dead. Yeah. It's in his belly. He's full. He's happy. And then we get the awesome shot of all of the monsters forming around him. And
yeah, when the mammoth first popped up, I was like, oh fuck, are we gonna get another battle? And then like it just kind of like started bowing down, and I was like,
I kind of did too. I was like, you gonna go, buddy?
Yeah,
you want to go?
Like, fuck.
And then I kind of like it just ended there. Just they're all surrounding him, right? Isn't that how it ended?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just like roars one last time.
Yeah, he roars one last time, and like, cause I like in the first one, he goes back in the ocean, all happy and stuff. This one kind of ends on a cliffhanger. We're like, what's next? You know?
Yeah.
You could watch Godzilla 2014 and that be the movie. You watch this movie and you're like, what's next?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, especially because like with the end credits, like, or the end credit montage, like, you know, there's just so much different stuff about monster after monster. Skull Island gets mentioned a shit ton of times, and how everybody is just getting drawn to Skull Island now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was like that one newspaper article that said all the monsters are getting drawn.
Yeah.
To Skull. I'm like, whoo, sequel. I love the rendition of Godzilla that they do for the song that was singing.
Oh yeah.
Who's the
Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, is the original, but this version of it was really cool.
I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started listening to the Blue Oyster Cult the other day, and I was just like, this is good, but like, fuck that. Like when I heard that other one, I was just like,
it was almost like a orchestra rock kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I gotta find it again.
Yeah, that was a really good rendition of the song. And dude, then we get the end credit scene.
Ooh,
with your bad boy,
the Colonel
Lannister, dude. And I'm like, where's he going? Is he getting like, I don't really know what was going through my mind, like what he was doing. I knew it was gonna tease a monster somehow, like a new monster. I thought.
I was really just expecting Gigan. I would have fucking creamed my fucking pants, dude. Look me in the fucking eye. I am not joking.
I was almost thinking like a Mechagodzilla, like starting to be built.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
That'd been cool.
But nah, dude, it is the chopped head of Ghidorah, and Matt is just like,
yeah,
and
because it was at that moment I leaned over to, I looked over at either Andrew or Caleb, and I was like, Mecha Ghidorah is fucking canon. Like, it's going to fucking happen.
It might not happen in the next movie, but it will happen in whatever movie comes after that, because this movie's gonna make a lot of money. Everybody's gonna go want to see Godzilla versus King Kong, because that's been wanting for years.
Yeah,
that's gonna make money, and we're just gonna keep going and seeing these monster universe get built.
Oh man, I really want to watch Kong Skull Island now.
I haven't, so
I really like that movie.
It's fun. It's a fun, campy movie. Like it's lighthearted. it gives you the exposition, and then boom, you're on the island. Let's have fun. People die all the time.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a great cast. To me, it just totally doesn't feel like it belongs with these two movies. Because these two movies are both dark and gritty and like monsters, and then you go to Kong Skull Island. I know it was took place in like the 70s, but it just felt totally different. And so it's going to be interesting because those movies are dark and this movie was light and bright colors and beautiful. And so like, what's going to happen? Are they going to mesh and blend both of these types of movies together? Or is Godzilla going to come into this bright Skull Island? Or is Skull Island going to go into this dark, gritty Godzilla? That's what my biggest concern is that I want to see Godzilla go into this bright Skull Island. I don't want to see Skull Island go into the darky Godzilla look.
Yeah.
Because...
I definitely think...
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a theory.
Okay, here we go.
Godzilla versus King Kong. It's going to start out, like, the first act's probably going to be, like, set up. Second act is going to be Godzilla fighting King Kong. Third act is going to be some other monster entering Skull Island that requires both Godzilla and King Kong to just be like, oh, fuck, we gotta put this guy out. And so they just kind of like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just work together for a few, for the time being, just to deal with this one threat. And then they learn through, at the end of the movie that there's something else coming. And that's when I would love to see Mecha Ghidorah, Gigan, and Mechagodzilla go up against Mothra, King Kong, and Godzilla.
That'd be amazing.
Just a fucking 3-on-3 battle.
That'd be awesome. I definitely see the whole Kong Godzilla thing happening because you can't have one kill the other.
Right, yeah.
You can't. They're both good guys, theoretically. And one thing in Skull Island that, even I'm guilty of this, is that people are like, oh my gosh, he's so tiny. He's not going to live up to Godzilla's hype. Dude, that took place in the 70s. This is going to be
50 years later.
50 years later. That dude's probably beefier, bigger, thicker. He's got that ass.
Yeah.
It's going to be intense. And he's going to be really big. He's going to be really tough. And the thing that he's going to have, I think Caleb has said this, is that he's going to have the agility more than Godzilla. He's going to be able to swing around and just swing through Godzilla, and Godzilla's going to go whoop, and move, pivot, and be really slow.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see their battle. I hope there's going to have to be stupid human stories, but I hope it's just a group of monarch people going to track them, and that's it. And then maybe a few of them are we're going to kill them, and the other ones are no, don't do that, and that's it. And then they have their little conflict.
Yeah.
But the main story should be the monsters. At this point, half of civilization is dead already.
Mm-hmm.
And because it makes sense, it only happened really in San Francisco last time.
Yeah.
In the Godzilla 2014. This movie happened around the world, so the whole freaking world is dead. So less humans is better, and maybe by movie 5 or 6 there's just monsters, and we just go and watch a monster movie for an hour and 50 minutes.
I really hope this kind of just signals the return of Godzilla movies, because
my thing is that I feel Godzilla movies, it's not gonna be what they have, because you could crank those out for cheap and really fast. This cost millions of dollars.
No, yeah.
And they're not gonna make a movie unless it's worth it. They're not gonna make just a crappy Godzilla versus some monster movie that feels like it's straight to video or something.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do that, which sucks. I wish they could just pump those out. And that's where I kind of do miss, because even Shin Godzilla, the most recent Japanese Toho one, he's still practical, right? And still a dude in a suit.
I think I don't know.
I feel like they wouldn't go away from the dude in the suit, and so like, why? I wish they would just make more movies. I guess it's to the point where how many more Godzilla movies can you make that are original? I guess I don't know. I haven't seen any, so I can't really. I'm just talking right now, but I would love to just have Godzilla versus blank movie, and that's it. But
So it says Shin Godzilla isn't 100% CG, but he isn't like a suit either.
okay, so it has probably practical puppet effects or something.
Yeah.
But maybe like the bigger shots. I would love to watch that one because it's the most recent one. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. Any more theories out there?
So this is just kind of floating around in my head. I don't like. I kind of got hyped about it on the car ride back. I don't know the specifics of this, but with Mothra, she's also an alien,
Mm-hmm.
and there were two Asian twins in this movie.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part.
And
Where I thought I was racist for a second.
I didn't even recognize the other twin. Like I didn't see her at all, really. Like I saw the one with the short hair.
Quick side note: they're twins. They're Asian girls, and one has like the short hair, and she's mostly in the movie. And then it cuts to Mothra in the cocoon, and you see this other. It's like Dr. Lin or something, like Ling, and you see her, and it looks just like the girl with short hair, but with long hair. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe you did have long hair. Maybe it was just like in a ponytail. And then it cut back, and it was the girl with the short hair, and I'm like,
Yeah, they kind of just like skipped over that.
am I just racist? Like they
No.
looked exactly alike. But that's like in the movie I was like, I'm just racist. Like I just thought they looked alike, but they're twins, so I'm not
Right.
that bad. But
But then like
continue.
later on we found out that like they're like fourth generation monarchs.
Dude, yeah,
that,
and, like-
all of them have been twins.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the thing with Mothra was that she was I don't know, but like with Mothra and the aliens, it always dealt like in the movie that I saw that had Mothra like explaining her lore. There were two aliens and they were twins. They were Asian. I don't really know if that matters or not, but that's just how it was. And so when you guys were telling me that they were fucking twins
Yes.
in the movie,
Yes.
I was just like, oh my God, it's all coming together.
Puzzle pieces.
Exactly.
Keep going. Keep going.
That's really all I have about that one.
Oh, okay.
But then, I think that's all I have about everything.
Oh, you don't have another one?
I thought I had more.
No. I don't know.
I really want to fucking see Godzilla go up against Gigan because he is my fucking ultimate favorite. He's such a badass looking motherfucker, dude. Like he can fuck shit up.
I think I know who you're talking about. Look at my picture to make sure. I played the.
I've showed you the picture like 3 times.
Sorry, I just forgot. I played the awful 2015 Godzilla. Oh yeah.
So like he's got like the Cyclops eye, the fucking scythe hands, and a buzzsaw stomach. Imagine a fucking realistic 2023 style Gigan.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be fucking legit.
That'd be fun. I'm excited for the future of these movies and what's going to happen to them.
I'm really happy that we know for a fact that we're getting King Kong versus Godzilla because like to know that like a few years ago, it's like, okay, we're safe for a little bit. So I really hope these movies do well.
Yeah, I wonder if they will announce anything at Comic-Con or if they're going to wait till next year. I don't know.
I feel like they're going to wait to see what King Kong versus Godzilla does.
And then maybe take like another 3-year break, but then be like, hey, 2 movies announced back-to-back years or something like that.
I'd be cool with that. Or even just like if they do what they did in this movie and they just like teased at another movie. And then like at like so that way it's like it could happen or it couldn't happen, and then like based on the success they're like, okay, we're moving forward. And they come out and they're just like, more movies, and we're like, fuck yes.
I just love movies.
Me too.
Movies are great. Movies are fun to talk about.
This was such a great movie. Just sit back, relax, and just watch.
It is
Two
the
monsters
definition
duke it
of a
out.
summer blockbuster movie,
Absolutely, yeah.
and it's really good. I like it a lot. Final thoughts on it? If we on the movie overall, anything you think we missed? I definitely want to go see it again.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing comes to my mind right now. I mean, it has been a few days since we've seen it and everything. So
Like little details maybe we missed or
Yeah.
not, but like funny jokes. Like Rick, dude, he was pretty funny with his jokes.
yeah,
For me, it's good. It's a solid movie. If you just want to go see monsters fight, you're definitely going to see that, and you're going to see it quick into the movie. It's not like the first movie
yeah.
where it takes a long time. Like you're going to see it. You're going to see a lot of it, though it all is mostly in the dark or rain, which kind of sucks.
If you can get past some of the lame, cheesy human writing, like a lot, like half of it's good, half of it is decent, and a lot of it is setting up for the old lore of Godzilla movies and everything, like, you know, Monarch and Aliens and all this other, you know, shit. So if you can get past some of the stupid moments,
I would say the first act is all good for the humans, you know, like when the militia people come and they come in, they beat up the people and steal the girls, and then Antarctica was really good. And then when they go to the oil rig and they're underwater and like the whole imitation and oh my gosh, the whole like Predator kind of thing was really good. Then it gets stupid in Mexico. It gets really stupid in Mexico, but then it gets good again in the submarine, and then it gets stupid again towards the end, I think.
yeah, I would say about 60-40, good to bad.
Yeah. Is not awful. I don't think this movie deserves to be rotten whatsoever.
No, God, no. What the fuck, dude?
It's sad, honestly. Like do you know what Metacritic is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a sum of everything together. It's like 49.
Dude,
Like
yeah,
all
like,
of the reviews
I looked up
together.
the reviews for Godzilla, and like it was kind of just flying under the radar, but like, you know, the audience score was just fucking fantastic, and
Dude,
that's what matters.
That's what. Yeah, critics are here to. Critics are good for like. Honestly, are critics even good?
I'm not going to answer that because I don't know if Connor's going to be listening to this or not.
I love Connor. Connor's good, but like, because critics can really ruin a movie.
Yeah.
Like even like they could ruin like a really good movie that one person might like, and if that one person likes that movie, but what if they don't go? What if they don't see it because it's rotten?
Mm-hmm.
Like here, Venom, dude.
Oh my God, Venom was awesome.
Yeah,
it
Venom was.
so
And it's like
badass.
11% or something, if I'm not mistaken.
That's so it was so dumb. I mean,
Like-
it definitely could have used a little bit of improvement.
But then Hellboy,
Oh my God, what did it get? I don't even check.
like it's like 20ish maybe. Like it's rotten.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe
Venom is lower than fucking Hellboy.
Maybe it's lower.
My God.
Let me look it up.
Oh,
like-
that hurts.
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword kind of thing. Like either you're gonna get
My theory on critics are not
16%.
Really my theory.
Let me see what Venom is at.
My standing on critics is that I don't let it bother me seeing the movie. Like before I go see the movie, like I watched Jeremy John's review and he was like, I didn't really care for it, blah blah blah.
I thought he was a little harsh.
I was just like, okay. And then he was like, I never really grew up on Godzilla though. And I was just like scrolling through the comments and there's just like, they commented him saying that and they're just like, there's your problem. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
So
Venom's at 29%, so it's actually better.
okay, good.
It's not that bad.
Doesn't deserve to be that low, but Jesus. But
That's my thing with critics as well. Like Rotten Tomatoes as a whole, it's become such like a staple for movies the last few years. Like I remember looking at it like maybe like 5+ years ago, and like it wasn't that popular yet. But now every trailer certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. Like, and so like it kind of just for me, for critics, I don't just read reviews besides Connor. And I watch Stuckman, Jeremy, and Cinemassacre for their reviews. But for me, when it comes to reviews, that's their opinion. And it's not going to affect me. It's going to disappoint me for the regular audience. Because the regular audience are going to be like, oh, Godzilla's rotten. I'm not going to go see that.
yeah.
When us, who know that sometimes critics are wrong, but then they are right in the case of Hellboy, where I'm like, yeah, that movie's really bad. You deserve these rotten scores. But for Godzilla, like, maybe it doesn't certify to be fresh, but like it should be like fresh at least.
Also, just like it like having like hearing a bad review really can put somebody off of a movie.
Yeah.
This is a great movie. Go fucking see it. Because when I was a little kid, I was out to lunch with my mom, and the waiter came over and he's like, "Oh, so like, what are you guys gonna do today?" And we were just like talking about how we were gonna go see the movie Clash of the Titans. And he's like, "Oh no."
Oh yeah, with Sam Worthington.
Yeah,
I like it.
I was so hyped for that movie because I loved fucking Greek mythology and all that other shit.
That was like God of War was kind of around that time when those movies were coming out.
And the guy was just like, "Oh no, I heard it wasn't that good. I didn't really like it. Like the Kraken was only in for like 5 minutes at the very end, and blah blah blah, and that was it." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't see it. I don't want to waste my time on it." But like thinking back, I'm like, "Hey, jackass, what the fuck? Don't fucking do that to me. That kind of just ruined my day." I was really upset.
Did you go see it?
No.
Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
You haven't even seen it?
I don't think so. No.
Wow.
And I never got to see Wrath of the Titans because I was just like, I haven't seen the fucking first one.
Damn. I've seen them both, and they are bad, but they're fun. Like
I don't care if they're like I was
exactly. That's the thing.
12.
That's the thing about critics.
Yeah, it does not deserve an Oscar. Not at all. Sam Worthington, no. Like I just wanted to see shit get fucked up. I'm fucking 12, dude.
And like, that's one thing about Connor. And like Connor, I love you. Okay, buddy, I love you. And like, it's totally okay that you look at a bad movie and you're like, I'm not gonna go see that. Because I was the same way until we saw the Hobbs and Shaw trailer. Okay, and Matt brought up a good point. He's like, if you just took Fast and Furious title off of it and just went into like a Commando Arnold Schwarzenegger-esque movie.
It had such a high level of stupidity where you're just like, I could have fun with this movie. I can sit there, laugh at these stupid ass jokes. And see,
but critics, I don't think can have fun. Well, there are a few movies where Connor is like, I am not seeing that. And I'm like, it's going to be a bad, fun movie. He's like, no, I can't see it. And I'm like, that's where I just think critics shouldn't be allowed at some points to review movies because like that movie, it's probably going to get rotten. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But like, it just looks like your stupid movie that critics are hoping to God to rip to shreds. But then that's when it excites me, when a movie that we think should be really bad and then it gets really good reviews.
Yeah.
And so, like I just said, it's a double-edged sword with critics. But at the end of the day, do it for yourself. Just go see it. Look at the reviews. Be like, it's rotten. I'm going to go see it and see if I like it.
Yeah.
Because
just give it a chance.
Everybody has opinions. This is a big-ass tangent on critics and reviews, but it's one I think needed to be talked about because Rotten Tomatoes is such a big thing now in the world of movies and reviews, and there are so many outlets like Stardust and stuff that have reviews, and just people on Instagram and Twitter reviewing stuff.
Oh my god, but some people just should not be reviewers either. Like, there's this one kid I'm friends with on Facebook, and he was like, I watched the new Ted Bundy Zac Efron movie, and I would give it like an 8 out of 10. And like he like kind of went like down the list of everything that he like hated and stuff. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? It was a terrible movie.
Dude, that movie was really bad. Like, it was a really bad movie. I'm glad we watched it because like now I know it's really bad.
I kind of sat there and I was watching this. I was like, I don't like this at all.
But even like when I tell somebody, most of the time when I tell somebody, hey, that's a really bad movie, I'm like, but if you want to see it, go see it because we all have different opinions.
Yeah.
So when it comes at me with that, is it? Are you looking for it?
Yeah. Oh, damn it! I swiped right.
Oh my gosh, you on Tinder or something? Oh shoot, that was needed, Connor. I hope we're still friends. If you're listening, if you're not listening, I'm just not.
It's constructive criticism.
I'm not gonna tell him to be like.
It's a joke. Laugh.
Help me. Where are we in this podcast? What would you grade it? Speaking of critics. A+++++++.
Absolutely.
All right.
Don't even fucking come at me with that shit.
I think I would give it a B+. Yeah, that's my grade.
That's a solid grade, I would say.
I say
like for somebody who's like kind of looking at it from like a more serious approach, like me, I'm just gonna be like
A+. Like me with a Muppet movie, A+. Like I'm just gonna like there's just things that we're biased for.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna love, and so to you, go. Yeah, if you give it an A+, A+. If you give it an F, screw you. It doesn't even deserve that. You find it?
I swiped right again.
Oh, man.
Reset the whole thing.
Anyways, I guess that's going to wrap up that. Let's just plug a little bit. What's going on with you and your world? How you doing?
I don't know.
What was the last podcast that we were on?
John Wick?
John Wick?
No, Aladdin.
Aladdin. No, you weren't on Aladdin.
That's right, because you guys were just like...
Because
I didn't know you guys were going to do the podcast and the initial thoughts. I thought you were just doing the initial thoughts and doing the podcast later.
I like this new setup. Because one thing is now that we usually see movies on Thursdays or Fridays at night, and Matt either has to go to work on Friday or he's tired after Friday. So we should just do the initial thoughts then, and then try to do the podcast another night, just so like you're more awake and stuff.
We're still pumping on our initial thoughts like the day after we see our movie or anything, just so that you guys can see it and get, if you care about our reviews, and you can just be like, okay, cool.
Because we're not trying to have, because back in the day, like Caleb and I would do a podcast like at 3 a.m. Oh
my god!
And I mean, Endgame for an example.
Yeah, like if I did not have this job, or if I did not have a job where I had was just kind of like I had to get up early in the morning, I could probably stay up later, but that's not the case.
Anyways, so you were gonna say plugging yourself. What's going on with you?
Still doing Twitch. Been kind of slacking.
I'm telling him he should just stream everything. Just do it. It doesn't hurt. You press 3 buttons.
It's like 5. Okay. I also just get home and I'm really tired, so I'm just like, fuck.
I feel you, because you have that kind of entertain as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it's more of a weekend thing.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe just because you need to kind of find a schedule. You need to tell people, hey, I'm going to be on Saturday, Sunday from this time to this time.
Yeah, I'm definitely on most, fucking today I was on all day.
Yeah, I can kind of see it in your eyes. They're a little red.
Yeah. It was fucking worse when I was just not working for a while. I would just look in the mirror and I was like, oh. My fucking right eye would just the bottom would just twitch randomly. Still kind of does. I'm pretty sure I fucked myself up. But yeah, follow me on Twitch. James Vanderdouche. Caleb will put it down in the link below.
It's always there, actually. It's like a thing now.
I'm just saying, so that they know.
Sorry, internet.
Good God.
Anything else? What's going on? Anything else? Work? Life? No?
No. I mean, as always, we really appreciate you guys stopping by, taking a view at our stuff.
When this comes out, we're 18 away from 500.
Ooh, yeah. So share this with your friends. First one to get to 500
gets a thumbs up.
I will. Well, I'll figure something out to do to myself.
There you go. Well, we're gonna have a celebration video, which is gonna kind of turn into maybe something that we do
right
more of the time. We don't know. So obviously Caleb isn't here. He's sick, and next week for the Dark Phoenix podcast, spoiler, that's what our podcast is going to be on. He won't be there for that either, so Caleb's going to be missing for a minute. And but we filmed a new channel intro with Connor, because Connor is going to be joining the team. He definitely will have his own video, and he will be on the podcast every now and then. And so things are going to change. The format of the podcast is going to change. Not quite yet, but it will. So just look out for that, and look out for new videos coming out soon. Give us a month.
Yeah. Then
we'll be there. We'll be ready in a month. As for me, Letterboxd down below. If you have the app, follow me, follow Connor as well. We should just put his link in there too. Connor and I just watched The Thing. I wish you were there to watch it. It was Connor's first time.
What did you think of it?
He almost gave it 5 out of 5. He gave it 4.5, and he says that if he goes and visits it again, which he wants to, he probably would give it a perfect score. But he never really gives a movie a perfect score for his first viewing. Unlike me, I was completely biased when I saw it the first time with you. That's a fun story. We saw Chris Stuckman, of all people, reviewed The Thing randomly, and he gave it an A+. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch that movie now. And I'm like, yo, man, you want to grab a pizza and watch this movie? And we did, and
I'm so fucking happy I said yes, because oh my god, guys, if you have not seen The Thing by John Carpenter,
go see it. It's an amazing movie. You will not be disappointed at all.
Also, just like read up on some of like the facts about the movie and stuff, because like we won't say anything, but it's
The making of it.
the practical effects.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's an amazing film.
Amazing.
Definitely in my top 10, possibly top 5. I love it.
Definitely in my top 3.
Ooh,
Fuck you.
Okay. Other than that, Instagram, my name with underscores in between them. And I think that's about it.
Add me on Facebook if you want to see some dope ass shit posts.
Also, I don't know if it'll be up by this time, but we are getting a Twitter. So that link will be down, and that will kind of be like all of us together. It's not going to be like individual Twitters. It's going to be Atomic Evolution Twitter.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're going to do. Matt might just post stupid memes.
Yeah.
We'll just post like behind the scene pictures and all that.
Have we talked about putting up a Facebook page too?
We talked about it, but you weren't there for the meeting. We had a meeting, and Matt had to go to bed, sadly. But
I'm always going to bed, guys.
that's just the joke of the millennium right there. Matt's tired. We were talking about a Facebook page, but we want to wait for when we have a lot of fans to do that.
Okay.
We have fans, but we need more for a Facebook page to make that worth it.
Dude, yeah, if you think you're a fan, comment down below. We'll let you know if you are or not. We just want to see who is a fan and who made it to the end of the podcast.
And here it is. To comment below if you're a fan, what is the special word? Think of one. What is the special word? Maybe themed into the podcast, I don't know, or just a random word. Oh, the build up. What?
Caleb!
Why you call? He's probably. Anyways.
He's probably not asleep.
Oatmeal. I just see the oatmeal right there in the kitchen.
Oh my god.
Is that it? Is that the special word? That's the special word. Stapling it down.
We're gonna work on that, but oatmeal is the word of the day.
Oatmeal is the word of the day. So comment below if you're a true fan. Like it.
That just lets us like. That really kind of just like lets us know if you guys actually enjoy this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Leave likes on our videos. We definitely appreciate that. It lets us know what you guys like to see, what you guys don't like to see. You know, we're always changing.
Yeah, and after that, guys, this has been Andrew.
This has been Matthew.
Peace.
I'm tired.
Oh, God, I love you.